So today we're in England doing a team you don't see on YouTube much in the FIFA, Charlton Athletic. They're an older club. They were in the Premier League for about 10 years, off and on through the 90s, 2000s. But since then they've dropped all the way down to League One. They were promoted to Championship 2019 and then instantly relegated. They're a club that's finished runner-up in the Premier League back in the 30s. They have one FA Cup title. But other than that, the recent history has not been good. So we're going to go to Charlton and take them all the way to Premier League champions, as well as Champions League champions. If you enjoy, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and let's get started with this rebuild. Here at left back. Other than that, we got a lot of work to do with this squad, and this is going to be a long rebuild. So let's just go ahead and get into things and start the transfers. So, some players been unloaded. To make way for Matson, we've unloaded left back Ben Purington to Pumas for 2.1. Albie Morgan's going to Leyton Orient for $750,000. Veteran Jason Pierce is going to Allianspor for $950,000, and Connor Washington's heading to Aarhus for $770,000. And with all that money sold, we have spent $4 million on Ben Wilmot, young center back from Watford, for $4 million. Veteran midfielder Darren Pratley is going to Yokohama for $400,000. Also, we have purchased the loan agreement for Leon Miller. He was unloaded from Liverpool, I believe. So, welcome to the club permanently, Leon. Alex Gilbey is heading to Peterborough for $1.4 million. And striker Chuks Aneki is going to Beijing for $1.35 million. So it's all likelihood the completion of our transfer windows to start off the season. We signed Andre Green from Sheffield Wednesday for $3.6 million. So slotting over on the right midfield side. And the transfer is time to go to January 1st. See, we're competing for the League One title. So January 1st, we're sitting in 6th, which I'll take. We are only, well, we're in the playoff hunt, promotion hunt, but we're 9 back the automatic, which is Ipswich. But I expect us to start slow because this is a young, growing squad. So I think we got chances. Now time to see if we do any business in the transfer window. Since we couldn't make his wage demands, we sold center back Ryan Innes to Colchester for $900,000. That was it for this transfer window. So let's go to the end of the season, see if we can get promoted to championship. Real quick, Matthew Smith's contract has been purchased from Arsenal. He's no longer on loan. He's with us. And Chris Gunter has been sold to Beijing for $860,000, while Mr. Ben Watson sold to Claremont for $360,000. Title by 1 point behind Portsmouth. In the playoffs, it will be Ipswich, Hull City, Rochdale, and Oxford United. But we're going back to the championship. Liverpool captured the FA Cup. Liverpool took the Carabao Cup as well. Atletico Madrid took the Champions League over Manchester City, to the winningest Champions League teams in these rebuilds. Leipzig won the Europa League over Real Sociedad. Here's the goals. It's pretty evenly spread out, with Mr. Miller chiming in with the most of 21 goals. At age 21, he was the one we purchased the loan contract of earlier in the year, so that's solid. Mr. Green, who we got on the free agent market, went 16-8. Overall, not too bad statistically on the year. So here's a look at our lineups after season 1. Well, Mr. Shinnie and Mr. Smith are out on loan, so they're going to be going back. We got some players coming back. Key to this lineup is Mr. Matson went up 7, and Mr. Green went up 6. So next year, probably looking at replacing Mr. Amos, who's at the age of 30. And get a better quality goalkeeper. But we got promoted, so that's a positive. So now we're going to go to season 2 and see if we can go for back-to-back promotions. He is the youngest player to ever play for Charlton Athletic, making a debut at 16 years and 100 and so days old. In real life, he's at Newcastle right now, but we're bringing back John Joe Shelby from Mons for $8.2 million. Good veteran presence, original member of Charlton Athletic, and he is going to be here for a good while. Welcome to the club, John Joe. Okay, time to call up some youth squad players. Here's a list of the players I'm about to call them. We'll just call up all the 16-year-olds because we could use depth, and worst case scenario, they could be sold. But I've got this young goalkeeper from Czech Republic that was initially given to me from the start. That's 63 overall at age 16. That's a nice. That'll be a nice backup I can use. So, and he can grow. So, it's going to call these guys up. And we've sold our starting goalkeeper Ben Amos to Al Hilal for 1.4 million. And we've returning from loan, we've went ahead and sold Erhan Ostumer to Gonzal for 1.3 million. And we've got our new goalkeeper, 22-year-old Swiss Anthony Rathiopi. I hope I got that right. We've signed him from Dijon for $5.5 million. Look at that. Up 1 overall rated goalkeeping, and he's 8 years younger, or 9. He was on loan at Bolton last year, and we've sold Marcus Matson to Huesca for 1.9 million. So needed some more depth on the bench, and so gonna get a bargain with getting teenage center back Taylor Harwood Bellis coming over from Blackburn Rovers for $1.8 million. He'll be the first center back off the bench as a sub, so with training he should improve quickly, and either he'll be a solid third center back for our team's history, or we can make a nice little profit here in a year or two when his overall's up in the 70s. But either way, welcome to the club, Taylor. Yeah, I had the end transfer window sitting on the wrong team, so that's up there, my fault. But anyways, we signed the day after as a free agent Arnaud Puigmal. He's currently at Manchester U in their youth academy, I believe. But I'm going to train him at right back, where he can grow and be the starter next year in 2 years when I sell off Mr. Matthews. Now on to January 1st. Look at that, we're in the last spot for the playoff promotion battle, sitting at 6. We are 12 behind Watford for the lead, but we're definitely nowhere near the bottom. I was expecting us to be battling for relegation, so that's good news. As you see, the 3 teams that were relegated last year are leading the Championship League. Hey, I'll take this. So we're going to see if we do any transfer business. If not, I will see you at the end of the season, see if we can hang on to this 6th place. So Mr. Smith has caught up with Mr. Forster Caskey in terms of rating, and with him only being 22, I went ahead and sold Jake Forster Caskey to Dijon for $2 million. So Smith can just be a full-time starter and grow exponentially more. Well, we missed out on the promotion playoffs by 4 points. We finished level on points with Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, finishing 7th. Not surprising. Crystal Palace, Brighton are going back up, and Sheffield United is going to fight Watford, Preston, and Sheffield Wednesday to be promoted. But still, overall, a good season. I'll take it. Manchester City won the derby to win the FA Cup. Liverpool won back-to-back Carabao Cups once again over Spurs. Real Sociedad overcame their disappointing loss previous year to win the Europa League over Sevilla. That must be sad for them. They thought that's their own personal title. And Bayern Munich won over Chelsea to win the Champions League. Here's the stats for the season. As you see, Mr. Jayasimi knocked in 22 goals. I converted him over from a permanent striker, and it's worked out well, up 5 this year. Swartz, even though he's declining due to his age, still knocked in 20 goals for us. So here's our look at that lineup. As you see, Mr. Matson's up to his 74, Green's up to his 78, and Rastiopi's up to his 76. For next year, definitely going to need a striker to replace Mr. Swartz, and probably a center back to replace Mr. Oshialaya. But outside of that, the lineup's making good improvements. So let's go to season 3 and see if we can earn that promotion. We start this 3rd season by getting younger. We signed 20-year-old center back Jared Branthwaite from Chelsea for $6 million. And since we brought in his replacement, we went ahead and sold Adedeji Oshialaya to Brentford for $1.8 million. Youth Academy product from the beginning, Arseny Petrikov is going to Pogon Succession for $940,000. So we've sold Adam Matthews, the Welshman, to Trabzonspor for 1.9 million. He was only one rating above Puigmal, and obviously he's 30, so decided to sell him for the best value you could get. It took a lot of negative finances and a massive sell-on clause, but we got the best striker we could, the cam/striker Angel Gomez, the now 21-year-old Englishman we got from Lille for $11.6 million and like an 18% sell-on fee. So here we are sitting in second, just 2 points out of first. So we are right there in the battle to win the championship, and well, we're 12 clear of automatic promotion, so it's looking good. More than likely, since there's hardly any money, probably won't do anything in transfer windows, so possibly next time you hear from me will be the end of the season, see if we've made it back to the Premier League. We're heading back to the Premier League, but we finished 7 points behind Fulham, the classic yo-yo team, from winning the championship. But hey, Premier League football next year. Hey look, Spurs got their hand on some silverware winning the FA Cup. Manchester City got their revenge of the Carabao Cup though. But Man U beat Man City to win the Champions League. In an interesting Europa League final, Milan defeated Hoffenheim. Okay, and our right midfielder, Mr. Andre Green, has, along with his improvement, led the team in goals and also pitched in 10 assists, while the veteran Shelvey had 12 assists. So, and in this final year, Mr. Ronnie Schwartz finished the campaign with 11 goals. Not bad. Enjoy your retirement. Back to Denmark. And here's the overview of the team. The team's progressing nicely. As you see, several of the guys are busting around 80. Mr. Gomes hasn't quite yet finished his striker transition, so when he does, I'm sure he'll go up. So, for next year, this side needs help to get out of the relegation part of the Premier League. So, maybe need a new right back, maybe need a new striker for Giassimi because he's probably close to his max, along with Mr. Millar. So, we got a few options. It depends on the money we receive. So, let's return to the Premier League for the first time in about 15 years for Charlton, maybe a little longer. And on to season number 4. So we've got our new starting strikers coming from Man City. We've signed Troy Parrott for $20 million. He's one overall better than Giassimi, and he's got potential in the mid-80s, but I was able to re-sign Giassimi to be coming off the bench, so I've got a 75 striker coming off the bench now. So things are looking good up front for the future. Now I decided to go and sell Liam Millar to Nice for $15.6 million. Just looking at maybe upgrading there. Giassimi can play the wing, and he's the same rating. I might lose a little, but pick up the money and maybe make a move for a potential starter. Okay, we brought in a new starting right back, the American Reggie Cannon, coming over from Brighton for $24.3 million. Now the good thing is Puigmal is a solid backup, or I could also decide to retrain him back to his original position of a central midfielder, and if he grows big enough this season, he can potentially replace Mr. Shelvey in the starting lineup next season. So, and it's because Puigmal's commitment to the club that gave him a chance when he was a free agent, he'll do what the club asked him to do with a smile. I hope. And I've sold Dialong Giassimi to Porto for $11.1 million. I've got a particular player in mind that I like to become my starting left midfielder. If not, well, it's going to be on to one of the Youth Academy products. And don't need that if I'm going to try to stay up in the Premier League. We've sold the third-string goalkeeper, Ashley Maynard Brewer, for $370,000 to FC Hermannstadt. Actually, that was his release clause. Doesn't sound a lot, but this could be the difference to me signing the player I'm looking for, because I was just a couple thousand short in previous negotiations. So hopefully I can sign this player. And it took a 20% release clause, but I've gotten the guy I've been chasing, Mr. Rabbi Matondo from Schalke. Coming for $20.9 million, and next year I am going to rework that contract so I don't have to pay the 20% release clause, I'm hoping. You'll see here in a moment why I desperately need to get him at left midfielder to replace Millar. And here's why. Look over there to the right below short-term goals. Premier League, avoid relegation. That's all the board wants. And it's a low priority, which basically means the board doesn't have a lot of confidence we'll even do that. So I'm squeezing every penny I can to stay in the Premier League for next year. Well, right now we're outside the relegation battle in 13th. That's definitely better than I was expecting. We're definitely nowhere near the bottom near Bournemouth, Leeds, and Burnley, who has 6 points. That's Sheffield United like currently. So, can we maintain this form? Can we maybe even move up to top half? Let's find out through this transfer window, which don't have much money, so I'll probably hear from me again at the end of the season. See where we finish. Well, we did avoid relegation. We didn't finish as strong as we started the season, but we did finish 16th, 11 above relegation, so it wasn't like we were in a battle. In fact, we were 10 ahead of Leeds and 17th. So going down is West Brom, Burnley, who made a nice comeback towards the end of the year, and Bournemouth. Winning the league was Spurs with almost 100 points. Wow. Manchester City won the FA Cup over Brighton, who's in the championship, and what's worse, we lost to Brighton in the semi-finals. We actually made a run in the cup, even though, as you'll see here, I'll go through real quickly. We didn't exactly have a tough road. We beat Peterborough in the quarters. In the 5th round, we beat Norwich, who's in the championship. In the 4th round, we beat Millwall. And then we beat Burnley in what was a replay of the 3rd round, who, as you saw, got relegated. So it wasn't exactly a hard road here. Manchester City beat Southampton, win the Carabao Cup. Barcelona defeated Spurs to win the Champions League. Interesting. Man City, who, if I remember right, lost to Man U in the Champions League last year, had to go on to the Europa League to win over Gladbach. So as you see, we didn't have a lot of scoring, but it was pretty spread even. But Mr. Green once again turned in double digits in goals and assists this year, and he's all the way up to 86. Nice going, Mr. Green. So now for the players' ratings. As you see, a lot of them are at the 80s or higher. Even Mr. Shelby's found a way to get up to 80 at age 32. Of course, now he may go the other direction. So for next year, probably we'll be looking at selling Mr. Smith, even though he's still in his early 20s. He's close to his max rating, so that's the plan for right now. But hey, we had a good first year in the Premier League. So can we make a run at Europa League next year? I hope so. Now the problem is, whatever budget I have, I got to spend a good portion of that on these players because most of them have improved dramatically, and they were in League One when I got them. So depending on what we get for our budget, we'll make some moves. See you guys next season. This season we start off another free agent signing, Lucas Nicola, a 24-year-old Argentinian who I believe in real life right now playing in South America. We're going to sign him to be a solid center midfielder off the bench. He should strengthen it definitely. So, looks like we will be getting a new center back for this transfer period, as the first good offer I got was for Ben Wilmot going to Benfica for $25.2 million. And we went out and got our new center back. We got the Frenchman Wesley Fofana he's at Monaco in real life. He's playing for Leicester and has made the breakthrough this year as a 19, 20-year-old. Anyways, we got him from Monaco for $55.1 million. So here we are, January 1st. We're sitting mid-table, not better position we were last year. We're 9th. We're actually only 7 points out of a Europa League spot and well above the relegation zone. So I only have about $1 million in the bank, so I doubt there'll be any transactions. So if there is, you'll hear from me. If not, we'll go straight to the end of the season, see if we can climb those last couple spots and get European football. He's pretty much been on our bench for this whole rebuild, so we're going to give James Fennings a chance to play and send him Shrewsbury for $600,000. So we finished in 8th place, so upper half of the table, but we only finished 6th out of the Europa League spots behind Arsenal. Manchester City won the league, and huge great surprise there. Going down will be Sheffield United, Cardiff City, well, congrats to them making it up, and Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace and Sheffield literally went down, promoted, now going down again. Oh, look at that, though. We got our first piece of hardware, winning the FA Cup over Chelsea. We also, Newcastle semis, Leeds in the quarters, Derby County, Wolves. So it was a much tougher, I mean, it wasn't tough, but it was tougher than it was last year. So, first piece of hardware. I can't remember. Has Charlton won the FA Cup? I think maybe once. I don't know. But anyways, hardware. Man City beat Everton to win the Carabao Cup. Surprise, surprise. Barcelona won the Champions League over PSG. Milan won their second Europa League title in 3 years, this time over Liverpool on penalties. And here's the stats. Mr. Gomes pitching with 23 goals. And then Mr. Green only had 8 this year, but he still had 10 assists. But it's not a really high scoring year for our team. The answer should look pretty obvious what we need to improve on next year, as everybody's 82 or above except for my midfielders. I'm going to make a lot more money selling Mr. Smith, and he's only grown, I think, like 3 in the last 2 years. So, but John Shelby is going to start going down, but he'll be a reliable player off the bench since he's a Charlton man from the beginning, and B, his experience, and he's just not worth as much as Smith on the open market. So, on to season 6, and let's grab one of those European spots at Morris Hardware. So, we've sold Matthew Smith to Hoffenheim for $26 million. Not bad for what I think was a $3 million investment at the beginning. Good luck in the Bundesliga. And we've got ourselves a new starting central midfielder. We've got the Scotsman David Turnbull coming over from Celtic for $47 million. Welcome club, David. So in an attempt to bring in another center midfielder at decent quality, we've sold Lucas Nicole, who we picked up in free agency last year. We sold him for $29.6 million at Schalke. Don't know where they're getting the money for it, but hey, not my problem. And Joel Powell's going to SV Reed for $820,000. And we've got our other starter. We brought in Igor Zubeldia from Atletico Madrid for $60 million. He can play center back, central defensive midfielder, and center midfielder. So he's going to start off a little bit on the negative side since he's naturally a center back. But he'll slowly convert to central midfielder this year, and he'll improve. So now I've got everybody in my starting lineup at above 82 or more. And what's nice for Zubeldia, he also has that leadership quality, leader of men. So he will get the captain's armband. Thanks to the FA Cup win last year, we're in the Europa League. Our first taste of European football, I think, ever for Charlton. I can't be 100% sure at this moment. And we're in a pretty winnable group with Portuguese club Guimarães, Brøndby, and Malmo, 2 clubs in Scandinavian countries. So, can we finish top of this group? We'll find out in 3, 2, 1. And we did win our group, even though it's a little rough, but in round 32, we'll take on Basel, which is a nice matchup. This team actually has a very good chance of winning the Europa League, depending on who they draw against. Because now, the lowest rated player in the lineup is at 84, so this is actually a team that could compete in the knockout stages of the Champions League. So, with that being said, are we in good position to get there next year in the Premier League? And apparently we just enjoy sitting in 8th. But we are only 7 back of the final Champions League spot and 6 back of the Europa spot. So we're within range. Certainly could be doing better, but let's hope for another strong second half. I doubt anything will go on the transfer window, but you'll never know. If If not, you'll next hear from me at the end of the season, see if we can grab a few trophies along the way, including a Europa League title. And we have done it, folks. Charlton Athletic has qualified for the Champions League, finishing fourth in what was a really tight race. Spurs win the league by 1 over Liverpool, and Liverpool finishing a point ahead of Manchester City. But way to go, guys. Beginning of the season, we got ourselves another piece of hardware winning the Community Shield over Man City. Man U defeated Wolves to win the FA Cup. Liverpool taking down West Brom in the Carabao Cup. Atletico Madrid stopped Barcelona from doing a three-peat in the Champions League on penalties. Oh, we came so close, losing to Roma in the Europa League finals. But we got the Champions League anyways. But man, that'd be nice to have our cabinet. I guess the change of Shelby out of the lineup, even with a more defensive center midfielder in there, made the difference in the world. 3 guys scoring over 20 goals, 3 guys with over 10 assists. That's definitely an improved offense. And here's our lineup. Everybody's above an 84, and Mr. Green is almost at 90. Mr. Matson, who started at 61, is now at 88, and he's only 23, 24. So he's definitely got room for improvement. So, Mr. Zabilda will probably be the one we'll get rid of for next year. He was just a budget replacement this year, in which we had a limited one. But I expect next year, I'm hoping for 100 million plus. So, maybe we may replace the goalkeeper. Don't know. We'll find out. So, can we qualify for Champions League next year? So we start the season off by selling Igor Sibeldia to Leipzig for $69.3 million. So, bringing back another former player of Charlton Athletic, Semi Ajayi, is coming over from West Brom for $7 million. He got his first senior career starts for Charlton back in 2012-2013. Welcome back home, Semi. Ajayi was to improve the depth on the bench, which we lack. This was to bring in our new starting central midfielder, Mason Mounts, coming over from Milan for $98 million. He's cam, central midfielder, winger, kind of specialist in the attacking end. And since I was able to get my new starting central midfielder for relatively cheap, and the board gave me a fair amount of money, I've upgraded the right back and signed the Englishman Tariq Lamptey from Brighton for $84.5 million. And we have sold Reggie Cannon since he's no longer going to be the starter. And we've got in return $13.2 million and Manu Sanchez, who will definitely add to depth on the bench since he's agreed to be a rotational player. And he's a 25-year-old left back that's 82 rated. So we are definitely strengthening our bench. And I was looking for another attacker, somebody to play up front. And I found the free agent Suso from Spain. So he's been signed as a free agent. Welcome to the club. So for our first ever Champions League action, we've drawn Lazio, Club Brugge, Slavia Praha. Not the easiest group in terms of overall quality, but we don't have one of the big names in it, so I think we've got a shot. And because of all the games we're going to be playing this year, that the added additions of Suso and Ajayi and Manu Sanchez will help with the depth to make it through the season. So England teams have to play in FA Cup, EFL, and all those competitions. So let's head January 1st, see if we can qualify out of this group. It was close, but we did manage to pull out our group ahead of Lazio, 11 to 10 points. Round of 16, we get Leverkusen, which is better than drawing Dortmund, though. So, where are we sitting in the Premier League? Are we holding on to our Champions League spot for next year? What is it about this team and being in the lower part of the upper half through halfway through the year? We're sitting in 7th and 11 points out of the Champions League spot where Man U currently is holding. We're 1 out of Europa spot Arsenal, 3 behind Everton. We've drawn 7 times this year. Oh, look at Everton. They've drawn 10. Liverpool leading the league right now. So, transfer window time. Are we going to be able to do any business? So here we are facing Leverkusen in the round of 16. Look at that. They have Kevin De Bruyne as their in the midfield. They also have Ansu Fati. They have Verts, the young wonder kid. So this is a pretty dangerous team, but we're in Germany. Can we leave back to England with a victory? No, we lost 3-2. Fati, the two I mentioned, Fati the brace and De Bruyne with a goal. We got goals from Mount in the first minute and Gomes in the 82nd minute. So we do have 2 away goals, but we need a little bit of comeback at home. So we're now playing back at home. We're trailing 3-2. We do have our full lineup in there. So let's see what we can do. Looks like Fati's out for this matchup. Diaby's in there. So maybe that's an advantage. Result says 1-1 draw. So we've been knocked out. Lamptey got hurt. Oh, that's not good for the rest of the season. And he got hurt in the 13th minute. Oh, well. Yeah, our chances went down when In-Nesyri scored early. So we're going to go to the end of the season and see if we can climb up to the Champions League places so we can get there next year. Ooh, we just squeaked in 1 point ahead of Man U at the end of the season. Ooh. As you see, it was a very low and competitive league this year. Liverpool winning out by 1 over Man City, but they only had 75 points. Being relegated, yeah, look, because even the relegation teams had 35, 34, and 26. Being relegated, Southampton, Cardiff City, and Sheffield United. Look at that, we captured the FA Cup over Sheffield United. That's the very same team that finished last. Carabao Cup went to Chelsea over Arsenal. We lost to Chelsea in the semifinals. Dortmund won over Man City to win the Champions League. Valencia won the Europa League over Arsenal. Don't they wish they could have that in real life right now? So as you see, Mr. Gomes led away with 38 goals, but the key player for the year is Mr. Sanchez. Lampley missed 4 weeks due to injury, and getting Sanchez that trade, having an 83-84 rated player coming off the bench, big for our club this year. It was the difference in us making the Champions League push in the second half. And here's the way the lineup looks. We will have, as you saw on that last graphic, Puigmal I had sent on a short-term loan because at center midfield I have this young youth academy product that's got a little bit of playing time. Plus, could shift around the players up front some too. Suso could play the wing and bring Green in for the simulation. So for next season, my guess is Turnbull. I think I'll give another season unless there's another offer. But maybe time to replace Mr. Rasiopi, who's been here since the second season, but he didn't go up at all this year, and he is 28. So maybe it's time to upgrade the goal-keeping prospect. But I expect a fair amount of money. So, but one thing too is Mr. Matson all the way up to 90 now. So 7 seasons, up 29 ratings. So on to season number 8. And maybe I'll be lucky and we can take home the Champions League trophy. And what's fair to say is the ultimate win now move. We went out and signed Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid for $36 million. This is definitely one thing that's kind of OP on this game is goalkeepers keep the rating longer until like 34, 35. But because they're older, their value goes way down. If Oblak was 31, he'd be worth $100 million. So I figure I have 1 year where he'll be at 93 rated, and then the next year he'll be 92, maybe even slip down to 91. So again, this is the ultimate win now move. Well, Suso, as you know, we signed last year, is now 34, so he's going down. So I needed more quality on the bench, especially the striking spot. So we're bringing another former Charlton Athletic player back. Ademola Lookman, the Englishman, is coming back for $57.8 million from Leeds. And now I really want to do this year because I just noticed Mr. Shelby and Ayaye are both retiring at the end of this year, so I really like them to go out at the club that they started all at and leave with a Champions League trophy. So can Mr. Lookman be the final piece off the bench? Well, since we got Old Black, we really didn't need Raciopi on the roster, even though he has served our club well. But hey, I happen to know a team that needed a goalkeeper, so we've sent Anthony to Atletico Madrid for $94.7 million. Good luck over in Spain, Anthony. You did well. Couple player sales. We've went ahead and sold Suso to Leeds United, where we happen to get Lookman from. He went there for $7.5 million. And young Taylor Harwood Bellis pretty much has just been sitting on our bench and hasn't really grown much in the last year, so we've sold him to Swansea City for $2.1 million. So we've made the big move and went ahead. We've sent David Turnbull over to Barcelona and with $110 million, and we've gotten in return Frankie de Jong to replace him as our central midfielder. This, again, with the Old Blacks a win now move, this is another win now move. Wanted to get another striker in to be on the bench, so we've got young Leon Delop. He's coming over Leverkusen for $54.9 million. In real life, he's a teenager that's in the Manchester City system, I believe. So this year we've drawn the group with Juventus, Gladbach, and Galatasaray. That's a rough group. But I still think this team's good enough to win it. So we're going to find out here in 3, 2, 1. Hey, we end up winning the group. What was a really close group. Look at Juventus. Barely got third past Galatasaray. So Juventus almost completely was out of European competition. Anyways, I digress. We will face AC Milan in the round of 16. How are we look in the Premier League? Sitting second in the Premier League, just 3 points back of Man City, so doing well there. So I doubt we have enough money for the transfer window. So if there is no transactions, next time you'll hear from me is when we take on AC Milan. But let's see if anything goes down. So here we are at the San Siro, taking on Milan in the away leg of the round of 16. We got our normal lineup fully healthy. And we leave Italy with a 1-0 win. Parrott with a goal in 37th minute. So, time for the home leg. Got our full lineup available. Can we leave? No, we lost 2-1. That means we lost aggregate. We lost on away goals rules. No. Oh, this is disappointing. Well, on that note, guys, let's go to the end of the year, see if we can at least take down the Premier League title. So we did finish in Champions League position, but didn't win the league, 10 behind Manchester City. We did win the Community Shield once again at the beginning of the year. Manchester City took over the FA Cup over Stoke City. Good play to them. And the red side of Manchester took Carabao Cup. And Dortmund couldn't repeat its Champions League winners, losing Inter Milan. It's been quite a few rebuilds since they won one, but Leicester City took home the Europa League over Hertha Berlin. Here's a quick look at the stats for everybody. As you see, we had pretty balanced goal scoring across the board. And Mr. Green turned in another double digits goals this year. So here's what's the lineup look like. Everybody's at 88 above. This is a dangerous lineup, but the problem is that several players are at that 28, 29, 30 range where they're topping out and borderline if they're worth their value. Looks like I'm going to probably replace Mr. Gomes. He's 29 and only 89 rated, so that's probably going to be the course of action. So let's go to season 9 and see if we can get ourselves the Champions League title that we've been coveting for so long. So we start this season off by selling Angel Gomes to Juventus for $168.6 million. So we got younger and better at the striker position. We brought in Mason Greenwood from Manchester United for $193 million. Welcome to Club, Mason. And we have the return of another Charlton Athletic product from their youth. Joe Gomez is coming over from Liverpool for $93 million. Welcome to Club, Joe. Bring back home a trophy for Charlton. So, got my backup center midfielder, defensive midfielder. The board was going to sack, as you saw, my rating's been in the tank. And one of my goals was to sign a player of South America. So, we signed Lucas Torreira, the Uruguayan, from Bayern for $40 million. So this year for the Champions League group, we've got a pretty tough group. Atletico, Monaco, and Rangers. So, let's go to January 1st, see if what we should be doing is advancing out of this group into the round of 16. Look at that, we won the group rather easily too. Round of 16 we get Hertha Berlin, not bad, not bad. So where are we sitting in the Premier League now? Sitting in fourth. It's a very tight race. 4 points separate first and fifth, and look at that, West Ham's in there in second. Good job to them. So, let's see if we make any acquisitions of the transfer window. If not, I'll see you in Berlin. So, we're in Berlin. Got our normal lineup in. Let's get started. 2-1 victory. Goals by Parrott and Greenwood. Here we are back home playing Hertha Berlin with a 2-1 advantage. No, normal lineup. Wow. 5-0 win. Greenwood with a brace. Parrott, Green, and Mount. Scoring all around for everyone. Ooh, we got a tough draw. We got Dortmund, and they still have Holland and Sancho. So we are starting off at home. Let's see what we can do. Wow, 3-2 win. Greenwood with at least a brace and Mr. Green with a goal. Wow. Holland and Sancho scored for them, so they did get two-way goals, but I will always take a lead. Okay, so here we are in Germany. Health is good. Let's get started. Can we hold on to this lead? Wow, we have some incredible second games of legs here. 4-0 on the road. Greenwood and Parrott each had a brace. Ooh, look at this Final Four. Barcelona and Bayern on one side, and we get Manchester City. Ooh, this is going to be a rough path, but I think we can do it. And we're starting off with the home leg, so we'll see that here in just a moment. So here we are, starting at home. Got lucky lineup. Mr. Greenwood's a little tired though, so hopefully that won't affect things. Results say 2-2 draw. Parrott with the brace. They got goals from Rodrigo and Richarlison. And here we are in Manchester. But the good thing is we've already been here because the Premier League game we played in between this tie, we played at Manchester City. We happened to win that one. So here we are. Now the good news is we may be on the road and we gave up 2 goals. As you see, their players are a little bit tired. Well, mine is fully not. So can we pull off the victory? No. Goals by Rodrigo and Gomez. Apparently they weren't tired enough. Oh. Another year of this rebuild. Okay, let's see if we have locked up the Premier League spot. Champions League spot for next year. Oh, we missed out on the title by 3 points, but look at that behind us. 3-way tie for third, and Spurs miss out on the Champions League spot. West Ham hung on. That's pretty impressive. And then look at the gap from fifth and the rest of the league. But still no Premier League title. But we did round ourselves an FA Cup, so that was positive. Manchester City pulled down a Carabao Cup. Man City did go on to win the Champions League over Bayern, so they pulled a treble. Well, I guess it didn't matter that Spurs finished 5th. They won the Europa League to get back in the Champions League next year, beating Montpellier. That's the first time I've seen them in a final. Then they rebuild. Look at Mr. Parrott, 43 goals, 28 Premier League action. Good season for him. Here's the rest of the stats as we're going to quickly take a look at the overall ratings in next year. And here's the look of the lineup. As you see, everybody's still above 89, but I am pushing the age limit. A lot of these players are 28, 29, which that's fine, but like Mr. De Jong's 32, Mr. Oblak's now 36, so I may need to think about replacing him. I don't know. Mr. Green, who we got the first year, is 30. Okay, so gotta make some decisions possibly here. Mr. Motson's up to 92, 31 up from where he started. So we're going into season number 10. Hopefully they'll be lucky for us and we can take all the trophies this year. So I'm going to bring in a name you've obviously not heard of because he is a regen, and it's Christian Sarin coming from Valencia, and we paid $257.6 million. As you see, he's Polish, and he's a striker, so that means he is the Robert Lewandowski regen. And one of our big free agent pickup signings in the second year, Arnaud Puigmal is going to Levante for $15.5 million. So this year we drew in our group stage Inter Milan, Standard Liège, and Besiktas. I mean, with our loaded lineup, I mean, Greenwood's now up to 90, and he is coming off the bench. So we should make it through with no problems, but we'll find out here in 3, 2, 1. And as you see, we did easily win the the group. Round of 16, rough. We'll get Juventus. So, how are we looking Premier League? Can we finally pull in a Premier League title? And finally, we managed to get to the top of the Premier League. We've only lost once all season. How about that? So, transfer window, maybe might do something. I'm having some issues with some players, so I may have to trade people I don't want to. But if nothing does happen, I'll see you in, I think we're on the road to Italy. Yeah, I couldn't get him to stay. I really want him to come back to where it all started and win, but Joe Gomez is heading to Manchester U for $67 million. So we've signed as replacement third center back, Gabriel. He's come over from Wolves for $34 million. So to fulfill a objective for my board, I have signed center back John Stones from Spurs for $10 million. Another good solid player off the bench. And here we are in our round of 16 matchup in Italy, and look who's won their strikers, Mr. Gomes. Hopefully that don't bite me in the butt, but hey, we got our full starting lineup. Let's get this party started in the round of 16. And it was 3-0 win. Parrott, De Jong, and Sarin with goals. So we're back at home with a 3-0 lead. It should be easy does it. Same lineup. Wow, 7-0 aggregate. That would go over well back in Italy. Apparently we're just going to take on all the big boys this year. Got Bayern in the quarterfinals. We got everybody's playing. Fofana's a little tired, but he should be good. 1-1 draw. Laporte scored for them and Pirates scored for us. Okay, on the road in Germany, but we do have our full lineup and everybody's 100% rested. So let's give it a shot. We got to score. Oh, score we did. A brace by Sarin and Mount with a goal. That's not an unusual thing. On to the semis. Which one of these clubs don't belong here based on real life? Charlton Athletic. We're going to take on Atletico Madrid, while on the other side, Real Madrid will take on Liverpool. So here we are at home. Everybody's healthy, everybody's fully in charge, and we're facing our old goalkeeper. Wouldn't he like revenge? But we got a 2-0 win. Parrott and De Jong with goals. So here we are with away leg. Taking 2-0 win. Can we make it to the finals? Another 2-0 win. De Jong and Lamptey. So we are on our way to the finals finally. Now, which juggernaut we're going to get this time? Yeah, I figured we'd get Liverpool since they won the more titles. So we've gone through teams that have combined for about 31, 33 titles through all these rebuilds. The good news is we got our first Premier League title for Charlton, finishing 4 ahead of Man City and 13 ahead of Man U. Liverpool finished all the way down 4th. We also won the Community Shield over Manchester City beginning of the year. Man U took the FA Cup back to Manchester. Man City got the revenge on us in the Carabao Cup's final to take that home. Wow, the finals of both the Champions and Europa Leagues dominated by the Premier League as Chelsea defeated Spurs to take home the Europa. So Mr. Parrott led the way with 33 goals on the year and 28 from the newcomer Sarin. So you see there he's 92 overall and age 25. So here's the way the lineup looks. Really the only move I have to make next year is to sell Oblak, who wasn't a thought in my mind when I got him, because he's below 90 at 37. So we're going to have to get a new goalkeeper next year. Other than that, maybe strengthen the bench a little bit. I mean, I'm at a loss of words here. But anyways, next season. Champions League's bust. So we have sold Jan Oblak to West Ham for $46.5 million. So we sent him someplace where he can still win, just not over us, preferably. Now we're all the way to 2030. Most of the top goalkeepers currently are all in their late 30s. So, well, only one option to improve right now, and that is to sign Gianluigi Domaruma from Milan still, for $149 million. Whew, pretty tough group draw. PSG, Atletico Madrid, and Lokomotiv Moscow. But we should be able to do this. We are a super team. So let's go January 1st, see what our results are. Well, kind of surprised that we drew 3 times and lost. But we did win the group barely, as you see. It turned out to be as tough as I thought it could be. But anyways, we're moving on to face Roma in the round of 16. Now, are we sitting top of the Premier League again? So after the injury to Fofana last year, and I don't need a starter, so I spent all the extra money I had. And we're finally top of the league, and we're 8 up on Brighton. Yes, I said that right, Brighton. And the 15 over Liverpool. That's a good sign. So, on to the transfer window. Sanchez from Brighton for $37 million. Welcome to the club, gentlemen. So here we are in Italy. Seems like we always start there. But, let's just get to it. 2-0 win. Goals by Matondo and Barrett. So, here we are with the home leg. We're just getting into it. 2-0 lead. Finish 5-0. Green, Fofana. Green with the brace and Fofana. So, the quarterfinal action. The big boys keep coming. Even though Real Madrid actually doesn't win as many Champions League trophies as you would expect in these rebuilds. But, anyways, we're taking them on in England. 3-0 win. Goal. Oh, we had a bunch of goals early. De Jong, Parrott. Ooh, Mountain got hurt, though. Oh, Parrott had a brace. So here we are at the Bernabeu, up 3-0, so not worried. Don't think we're going to blow a 3-goal lead. 2-1 wins. Parrott and Sarin with the goal. So here we are in the semis. We're going to go back to Italy to take on Inter Milan, while Liverpool, our nemesis from last year, and, well, for several years, take on Hertha Berlin in the other semis. So let's get on to the games. So here we are. As you see, we've got our normal lineup in there taking on Inter Milan, and they got pretty, well, should be stacked at this time. So let's get on to the San Siro. 2-1 win on the road. Sarin and Matondo with goals. Okay, here we are at home against Inter Milan. Mr. Lamptey's out due to yellow card, so Sanchez stepping in at right back. Are we going to the finals second straight year? Yes, 1-0 win by Parrott. We didn't even allow a shot. That's the way to control the game. Well, we're not going to get a chance to get revenge on Liverpool for last year's defeat because we're facing Hertha Berlin in the final. So, let's see what our trophy haul for the season so far is. So, we did take another Premier League title easily this time. 16 points over Brighton. We lost to Man U on penalties at the beginning of the year for the Community Shield. We lost in the finals of the FA Cup to Chelsea. Well, we didn't lose in the finals of the Carabao Cup. Spurs won that. We lost to Chelsea in the semi-finals. Atletico Madrid defeated Leipzig to win the Europa League. We're taking on Hertha Berlin. We get our full lineup. I expect to finally take home this trophy. Oh, we barely did it, winning on penalties over Hertha Berlin. Man, that was close. But you know, I don't care. Let's go. Take a look there. We have the trophy in our hand. So, let's take a look at the stats for the season. Holy hell, look at that. Mr. Parrott with 46 goals on the year. And obviously, it's all about his scoring, because he isn't passing it to anyone. Sarin, 25-15. And Mr. Green, I think just about every year, he's been in double digits, both goals and assists. Oh, he's going down one. Here's a look at the stats of the team. As you see, we are good to go for another season. Though Mr. De Jong is 35, he'll go below 90, but the rest of the team is above 90. So, like always in these rebuilds, I let the team have a chance to repeat. So we're going to do a quick sum of the next season, and hopefully we can pull off that back-to-back titles. See you guys soon. Oh, talk about dominating. 38-point gap to Spurs, and we lost 0 games on the year. In fact, it looks like nobody lost less than 7. That's how dominant we were. Birmingham City with 9 points. Nice. We picked up the Community Shield over Chelsea. We won the FA Cup over Man City. We pulled off the domestic treble, winning the Carabao Cup over Crystal Palace. We won the Super Cup over Atletico Madrid. So that's 5 trophies. Lazio pulled off the Europa League on penalties over Offenheim. Now comes the final conclusion. Oh, we came so close to pull a double, but we lost to the Europa League champions from the last year, Atletico Madrid, and I believe that's their 3rd Champions League trophy this year. Oh, so close so far, losing on penalties. Both strikers produced 36 goals each in this Champions League winning team. Matondo in the mid-20s with goals, and Mr. Greenwood overtook Mr. Green for the right wing spot. And that'll do it for this rebuild. We brought home the titles to Charlton Athletic in the Champions League. We had the original member of the team in this rebuild, Matson. We brought back some old players from Charlton Athletics' better days, and we have successfully done what we need to do. So we will be going to Spain in the next rebuild. Won't tell you the team, let you figure it out. But if you have any suggestions, I will welcome to hear them right here. Just listen in the comments below and like and subscribe. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.